Hey y'all, alright, we're here at the Goodwill Bins and we're gonna see if we can't find anything cool. We got, got that good going on and the iced coffee, and we're gonna go and see if we can't find anything cool. Alright, let's go. Milady. Alright, just looking around at the paintings. Here's this really cool one of a little robin. Imagine, very creative. This one I almost debated on buying. Then this one was pretty cool too. Then we got that one. It was okay. It was okay. Very tropical, not really my vibe. Some pretty flowers. And then some more flowers. And the horse. Wherefore comfort yourselves together and edify one another, ye also do. Yes, very much so. And then there was this one, very peaceful, serene. And then puppies and beautiful. This is probably the best thing I've ever seen. Puppies everywhere. And then a nice little lake scene. Then I had zero freaking clue what was going on here. I was really trying to figure it out. My brain broke and it didn't work. And this equally I thought was bongos, but who knows really. Then we had this little comforting piece, very cottagecore, and then two bears doing what seems to be a handshake, and more bears, which I'm not complaining about. Then we moved on to Le Suit. Very, very casual, very modern, very chic, vintage piece. I thought about how good this would look on me, for my next ball, and then it got stuck in my hair, and it could try to hurt me. So I decided it wasn't the piece for me. And then I looked at this wedding dress for when I inevitably get divorced again. And we're walking around, and we see all these books, and I found a sword, and really debated about taking it home with me because you never know when you need a new weapon to brandish. And I set that down, and then I decided to pick up this book on love because I'm single and I need help in so many ways, in so many forms. So I tried to see if this book could fix my life. And so Valentine's Day for lovers, traditional tokens, it was a lot. I don't think I'm ready to learn that much yet. There's a person playing a toot. And the cover of this book was just too much for me to actually handle. There was a lizard person, a bird, and Han Solo-esque person, and I found this little fruit. And I tried to eat it, and my tummy hurt afterwards, so I decided not to ever again. Then I learned Chinese completely in 10 minutes. And then I found this thing, and it looked pretty grody, so I decided not to pick it up. And moved on, and I found a cute little bun, and I decided to make friends with it, share a close bond with it, and then put it away. And hello, there's an angel right here, and bye angel, and we're moving on. And looking around, I made a friend. This is my girlfriend, and I love her so very much. And then I found this busted up Christmas tree that I debated picking up for Christmas, you know what I'm saying? A little $1 off there. And then I found a board game to play with myself and moved on from it. And there I found this Frozen set that had, let's open it, all the pieces for it, complete set. So we passed that up, and I was thinking about getting a new purse, but unfortunately this one was broke, so I had to move on. Next, looking at this, I found a rogue Pokemon card got super excited, picked it up, and it was just Professor Cuckoo. I don't know, but I don't think it was an important card. Let me know in the comments if it was, and I messed up royally. Alright, and then we moved on and looked around in here for some treasures. Found this neat little pumpkin head. I noticed there was a lot of Halloween stuff here. Don't know what that was about. I'm not complaining. I came here trying to find like goth spooky stuff, but I didn't really find anything cool. So I just played with this car instead, or motorcycle, or whatever that thing is. And then I saw this super cool painting. I would honestly pick something like this up. It was a pretty dope painting. I really liked it. And then just admired that for a little bit and went over and saw this painting. It was pretty cool. I don't know about the color scheme though. It's kind of got a dookie feeling painting. I found this giant heavy rock and decided to see if I could lift it and put it up to my face, see if it had any secret powers, see if it would transport me to a realm with dragons. And bok, I found a little turkey and decided that I wanted to go back for the horse painting, and that's me again. And I wanted to figure out if animals had feelings, so I picked this book up and tried to figure it out. And apparently loyalty has something to do with sea creatures. Yep, orcas. So killer whales, they have loyalty. And it's asking, like, what is your experience? Have you seen animals showing loyalty? How did it feel to be a loyal friend? And then it had this very off-putting photo of that. And then I decided to pick this up. And it was the ABCs of Christmas. And it was A is for angels, with halos so bright. B is for baby, the Christ child so dear. C is for candles that so brightly shine. D is for doorway, with garlands of green. E is for excitement. F is for fireside. G is for greetings. H is for holly. I is for ice. K is for Kris Kringle. Oh, J is for jingle bells. L is for lanterns. M is for mistletoe. N is for Noel. O is for ornaments. P is for presents. Q is for quiet. R is for reindeer. S is for shepherds. T is for tree. U is for universe. V is for voices. W is for wise men. X, Y, and Z are last in our rhyme. And there was a sleeping little mouse. So cute. And I moved on because I had filled my cup with Christmas. And went to see if there was any other little bookies. And this one was kind of cool. I like the panda. And then I decided to have a closer look at this and just really get a very close look at it. And moved on to some cuppies. Found more Kris Kringle. And then I went on to find this mystery machine, which I thought might be missing some parts, but I wasn't quite sure. I had to flip it around a few times to actually figure it out, and it seemed like there was actually, no parts. Bear. I found a bear. A very cute bear. And I picked this up, and naturally I had to figure out if anything was inside of it, so I messed around with it for a little bit till I could finally open it up, and yeah, there was nothing in it. I was very sad. And then I came over here because I found a ducky, and I was very sad about that, dropping ducky. But then I found a race car, so I guess it made everything okay. And I quickly forgot about my ducky's demise. And then I forgot about the race car. And then I moved on to over here. And I learned some geography from this very, very, very gigantic Explore America map that I don't know who could ever possibly need, except for a geographer or something. I probably butchered that. Then I saw this painting of people. Then went over and looked at some more fine art. I am an expert in the fine arts, clearly. And admired some art in the mirror myself. And backed up off of that. and went and dug around in clothes for a while. I'm gonna speed this part up because I did not really find anything worth anything. I digged through here and I found the crustiest pair of panties that I could have ever picked up in my life, and grappled with the reality of this for a second before abruptly running to the bathroom to wash my hands as many times as I possibly could. I hit that soap as many times as possible to release the crustiness from my hands. And I washed once, and not only once, but I decided to wash my hands twice because they were really, really gross. I just can't believe that I actually touched those. The things you find at the bins, right? And I came over here to the DVDs, and I found family photos of Amber Nelson, 2007 to 2008. I debated picking it up because it looked like an interesting watch, but decided to pass on that. If you know, you know, Ice Age is a true banger. And I didn't really find anything else too interesting in here. Just Elmo and Baby Einstein. This is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about, Goodwill. This is prime purchasing power here. Country crock, why buy it from the store when you can buy only the lid from your local Goodwill? And then there's just so much trash in here, like just trash and crusty stuff, and it just makes me wonder how they can think that they can sell this kind of stuff, or why they even attempt to. Why not just like recyclers? I don't know. I don't understand. This knife holder was halfway decent though. And just kind of dug around in there, just kept finding really crusty, dusty stuff, so I moved on. I had all but run out of hope when I found this beautiful furry tail and just bathed in its majesty for a second. I had to make sure I wobbled it quite a bit and tickled the camera with it and admired its size for a second and just kind of vibed with it for a second. I did find this weird baby suit, and it kind of weirded me out a little bit, so I had to take evidence of it and just admired it. And then I found this really crusty glove that kind of scared me, so I yeeted it back into the bin. Then I found this really creepy doll and decided to take a selfie with it, along with this other really, really creepy doll that I'm coming up on. Yep, there she is. There's Beautiful. Hi, Beautiful. We're twinning. And then I kind of looked through the clothes a little more, and I just didn't find crap, so I stopped. Alright, and then I looked around, and I found this beautiful clown baby, and I rocked it to sleep for a second, and then I put it back, so it won't come and haunt me in my dreams. Then I just kind of looked around the rest of this crusty stuff, and I didn't find anything too cool until I found Coco Melon, and hung out with him for a second and then put him back. Well, hello, looking fine, and nice shirt. I decided to see if I could look just as good, and it worked. I'm beautiful. And then I admired this beautiful hair color here before moving on, kind of seeing it was on that rack. Nothing too cool, so all together at the end there, I forgot to film it, but I found this little dragon costume for one of my kiddos and fell in love with it, so I picked that up, and that was about it. And then I went back out in the frigid wilderness and decided to say goodbye to Goodwill. Bye, Goodwill. So we didn't find anything for ourselves, but we found something for the kiddo. So it's a win. Win all around. We'll try again later. You all have a very nice day. Bye.